Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to welcome you to Social Work Hub. This is a platform where we give you insight on social work contents, lectures, and contemporary issues in social work. So, for this class, we're going to be taking you on conflict management. It's a three-unit course on social work, master's program, conflict management. And this course will be divided into five topics or modules. Module one will be foundations of conflict management, and module two will be conflict resolution and alternative resolution, ADR. Number three will be conflict management skills for social workers. Module four will be contemporary issues in conflict management, while Module 5 will be designing, monitoring, evaluating conflict management interventions. So, for today's class, we'll be handling the topic 1, which is titled Foundations of Conflict Management. And the first subtopic is the Introduction to Conflict Management. And the objective of this particular subtopic is that at the end of this lecture, the student practitioners will be able to define conflict and conflict management, explain the meaning and nature of conflict, identify the different types of and levels of conflict, distinguish conflict, competition, and violence. Then 5, discuss the significance of conflict management in professional social work practice. Then 6, apply conflict management concepts to contemporary social work practice in Nigeria, Africa, and the globe at large. So, for today's class, the foundations of conflict management, will take an introduction of this very course. We say that conflict is an inevitable aspect of human interaction. Wherever people live, work, study, or interact, differences in interests, beliefs, values, needs, expectations, and goals are bound to arise. These differences often generate disagreement, which, when poorly managed, may escalate into destructive conflict. So, wherever there is human existence, there is conflict. However, conflict itself is neither inherently good nor bad, depending on how it is managed. Conflict can either stimulate innovation, strengthen relationships, improve decision making, and promote social change. Result in violence, displacement, or result in violence, displacement, psychological trauma, and social disintegration. For social workers, understanding conflict is essential because the profession is fundamentally concerned with promoting social justice, improving human relationships, protecting vulnerable populations, and facilitating peaceful coexistence. Social workers encounter conflict in virtually every practice settings, including families, schools, hospitals, correctional institutions, workplace, community, and humanitarian settings. Consequently, conflict management has become one of the core competencies required of modern social work practitioners. Conflict management refers to the systematic process of preventing, addressing, transforming and resolving conflict through constructive and peaceful methods rather than eliminating conflict altogether, which is impossible. Now, the meaning and nature of conflict. The meaning and nature of conflict. The word conflict originates from the Latin word conflictus, meaning to strike together. It describes a situation in which two or more individuals, groups, or organizations perceive their goals, interests, values, needs, or beliefs as incompatible. There are interests by different people, and they perceive those interests to be incompatible. As a result of that, conflict arises. Furthermore, according to Dutch 1973, conflict exists whenever incompatible activities occur between individuals or groups. According to Dutch 1973, conflict exists whenever incompatible activities occur between individuals or groups. According to COSA 1956, COSA defines conflict as a struggle over value, status, power, or scarce resources in which the opponent seek to neutralize, injure, or eliminate their rivals. Wow. COSA defines conflict as a struggle over values, status, power, or scarce resources in which the opponent seeks to neutralize, injure, or eliminate their rivals. This is very extreme conflict. According to Fisher et al. 2000, conflict is a relationship between two or more parties. Conflict is a relationship between two or more parties who believe they have incompatible goals. Thus, conflict may involve differences cover that thus conflict may involve differences over values, beliefs, interests, resources, power, identity, roles, expectations, and need. And conflict may be actual, perceived, expressed, or hidden latent. What is the nature of conflict? Nature of conflict. Conflict possesses several important characteristics. So, the characteristics of conflict. One, conflict is inevitable. Conflict is inevitable. No society, family, or organization can completely avoid conflict. No society, family, or organization can completely avoid conflict because people naturally differ in opinions, experience, personalities, and expectations. Number two characteristics of conflict is that conflict is dynamic. Conflict changes over time. It may escalate, de escalate, transform, or disappear depending on how it is managed. Number three characteristics of conflict is that conflict is universal. Conflict is universal. People often react to what they perceive rather than objective reality. Pardon. Three, conflict is universal. Conflict occurs in every society, regardless of culture, religion, ethnicity, or economic development. Number four, conflict involves perception. People often react to what they perceive rather than objective reality. For example, two colleagues may receive identical feedback from their supervisor, but one interprets it as constructive criticism while the other perceives it as discrimination. Number five characteristics of conflict is that conflict may produce positive or negative outcomes. Conflict may produce negative or positive outcome. Constructively managed conflict can improve communication, encourage innovation, promote social justice, strengthen relationships, enhance organizational performance. While poorly managed conflict may result in violence, psychological distress, family breakdown, poverty, social exclusion, human rights violations. Another characteristic, number six, characteristics of conflict is that conflict reflects social change. Conflict reflects social change. Conflict often reveals underlying inequalities and social problems requiring policy reforms. For example, gender inequality that can breed conflict, ethnic marginalization, resource distribution, political exclusion, etc. Okay, we look at types and level of conflict. Types and levels of conflict. Types of conflict. Number one, we have intrapersonal conflict. Intrapersonal conflict. This conflict occurs within an individual. For example, career decisions. When someone is deciding on what career to choose, that person might have, a lot of conflict within him or herself. Or probably you are trying to make a decision whether to stay in a particular country or not, whether to stay in the US or to stay in the UK or to stay in the Nigeria. Sometimes you might have serious conflict as, as regards to what decisions to take with respect to career and otherwise, moral dilemmas, religious struggles, rural